Okay, welcome back, everybody. I should have got warm up. Coffee and art. Yes, you're in my romper room, Donna. I'm going to color a little bit, and I think it's been interpreted or told to me by at least 10 different people, 10 different names for this book. But it's something to do like after the dream or after I woke up from the dream. But it's the Polish book by Karolina Kubankowska, and it's Karolina Kubikowski. And you're going to have to probably look around for it because somebody just said it's sold out. I don't know. Yeah. So, okay. So let me go ahead and start coloring. I'm coloring this with some washes with Neo Color. So some Neo Color too. This set that I've had Neo Colors. This set, yeah, it's from my birthday like 3, maybe 4 years ago. They last forever. They last a long, long time. The other side of sleep or the other side of a dream. Yeah, one of those. It's the other side of something. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I might work on both these pages or just one. They both have the mushrooms. I only have a limited amount of time today. I have errands to run today. So if you missed the first part of my show, I did a whole birthday haul. And if you didn't see me read Janet and the girls' little zine, Janet made this zine. I do have it posted on Twitter under Inky Well if you want to read that up close. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. So thanks everybody. So anyway, I feel a sneeze coming on. Hang on, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me. And so yeah, so I think we're going to start on this. Oh, let me show you some of the pages I've already colored. And some of the pages she's already got a little bit of watercolor. This is already on there. Okay? That's already on there. And then this is already like brown craft paper, kind of with, so we're going to go to a couple different ones here that we've started working on. These two have washes on them. Again, thanks guys. I'm going to, it's just got a little bit of wash, not a lot of shading. So what color books are you guys working on? I always like to ask, what are y'all working in? While I'm kind of flipping through this one. I've done a complete flip through, but I'm just going to kind of show some of the pages that I've worked on. So if you can say what books you guys are working in. Put them in caps, guys. If that's the thing. If you're watching here in Ustream Live, please put your comments in chat and caps because it rolls by so fast, guys. And when I'm trying to do a project or do a show and tell and talk to you guys, if you don't have it in caps, it's probably going to roll by. Also, if you're watching on Ustream, thanks everybody for watching over there. I appreciate it. I am talking to a live audience, not just talking to myself. Thanks, Orla. So Faye's working in Enchanted Forest. I'm going to flip while I'm reading. Enchanted Forest, impatiently waiting on Daydreams, which is out for delivery. The Dragon book. Yeah, Laura, I'm looking for. I ordered Bennett Klein's Dragon book. It should be in here in this week. J Love is working on the artist edition of Secret Garden. Color Your Own Masterpiece. They're going by fast, guys. Hannah Lynn, Daydreams, Bennett Klein, Secret Garden. Another Bennett Klein. A Hobbit movie trilogy book. Oh, that sounds fun. The Young Marvel. Another Johanna Basford. Carol, and somebody's working in this one too. Painterly Paint, you working in this one? Dr. Seuss, Anamorphia, Terry Pratchett, Color Book, Midnight Garden, Paisley Book, and Julie Topaz, the Paisley Book, Magical Jungle, Images by Grace, by Jackie Grace, Bennett Klein characters, Daydreams, Harry Potter, Imagimorphia, Colin Thomassons. Yeah. A lot of the people are working in Colin Thomas's book. So, Steampunk Fashions, Waiting for Colin Thompson's, Colin, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, German book. Follow Your Dreams. So yeah, welcome back, Terry. So yeah, so those are some of the color books that people are working in. Thanks everybody. So this is the book. It's an easy book to put washes on because of all the black, sharp, heavy lines, the thick black lines. It's very easy to do washes in this book. More Imagimorphia, Doodlers Anonymous, A to Z of Creative Coloring. I'm just still reading the chat, all the names of the books everybody's coloring. So you can see, I don't think coloring books are going away anytime soon. And like I say, guys, they are great practice. They're great to learn color combinations, shading, all kinds of ways to improve your art. Did I get my pins? Orla, are you the one that sent me the Poscas? I got 2 Posca orders that were unknown. I showed them last hour. Actually, an hour and a half. And, yeah, I didn't know who sent me the Poscas. I got 2 orders. I got the colors and then a separate order for some white and a silver and a gold. So, did you send me one of these, Orla? Is that what you're saying? Okay, well, I got 2 separate orders. I don't know if you sent me one or both. But thank you, Miss Orla, Angel Orla. We were wondering who sent those. Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah, we didn't know who. I'm going to start coloring while we're talking. We didn't know who sent them. You sent the white and the mixed. Thank you. Okay, so let's see here. I think I'm going to have a nice pretty blue eye here. So I'm just going to pull right from my Neo colors here. And let's see. Let's go with a nice blue. I'm just going to pull right off the tip here. Oh, I need a Kleenex to clean my brush in between. Let's grab a Kleenex. To me, a Kleenex works the best to clean off your brush because a Kleenex like just pulls off the pigment off of a water brush. Now, again, you can use these more than one way. You can scribble them down. Let me show you on a tray here. You can scribble them down on a tray and pick it up for a more watercolory effect like this, where you can just pick up a little bit at a time. Okay, a little bit at a time. Or you can go with directly right off the crayon and get it even a little darker. Or you can even color with them. I rarely color with them and then wet them because then you have to like try to blend out any pencil marks, if crayon marks, if you will. And these are Neo Color 2 water soluble crayons. If they're the Neo Color 2. Neo Color 1s are not water soluble. Let me show you the cover of this just so you know here. See how it says water soluble? Neo Color 2 water soluble. Neo Color 1s are not water soluble. So don't get the 1s if you want to use them as watercolors. Okay? All right, so I'm going to get in here. Again, guys, put them in caps if you want me to see what you're saying, please. All right, so I am going to go ahead and do a nice blue eye. And the thing about it, again, because there's so much heavy, dark black lines, it's so easy to do a big area at once, right? So, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do his tear in blue too. Not that tears are blue, but you know, you're the boss of your color book. You can do whatever you want. Like that. Okay. And usually in the back, what I've been doing, this has some like cloudy, smoky thing here going on. Let me just kind of pick that up there where I kind of dabbed it. This has like some kind of foggy, misty stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and use the same blue to make it all cohesive. I'm going to go ahead and do like a blue wash. And her paper, it's not textured. The paper's not textured in this book, but it's photographed. It's the photograph is textured paper, so it's not showing up on camera, but it looks like a photograph of watercolor paper. So you kind of get the vibe of it being a watercolor paper. And I'm just going to kind of go all over here. You kind of get it as a vibe of being a watercolor paper, but it's not. The other thing, when you're working with a lot of watercolor, and I say this every time, make sure you let it dry between layers, because you don't want, this is not true watercolor paper. So if you don't let it dry between layers, you can go right through your book. You'll break down the paper, and then it'll go through. Although this pages are pretty thick. They're pretty thick. Okay, but it doesn't matter. If you break down the paper, it's the water that's going to go through your paper, your page, right? So you want to kind of do it in stages. You want to do your watercoloring in stages. I'm just going to kind of feather it out a little there. All right, same thing for down here. I want it darker down here along the edge of the... It kind of is like a smoky, cloudy look. I'm not sure, you know, because it's the dream, right? And so just remember, though, after you dry it or let it dry, I just use a heat gun to dry it. But after it's dry, you can add another layer. But do it, you know, do it in dry layers so you don't ruin your paper, doesn't go through your paper. You know what I mean, Vern? I don't even know where is my iPad? I lost my iPad somewhere. How often do you change your Pentel? Change out the brush? You mean go to get a new brush? Right now I'm using the smallest nib. I have them in all the different size nibs. This is a small one. I don't know if it's the smallest one, but you can see the size of it there. In all the color booking that I've done over the last, year, this is my second one in this size. I've only wore out one. I've wore out one. If that's what you mean, Dinelle. How often how often do you have to replace it? Not very often. All right, so I'm kind of liking that little bit there. Now, she also has these kind of splotches that kind of go in a direction. And I've been kind of rolling with that, you know. If she has a direct going like that, I just kind of roll with whatever the direction she has there. That answers your question? Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to let that sit up for a minute. I'm just going to put my crayon down there for a minute and see what else. All right, now I think I'm going to go in with the ferns. And I think I'm going to kind of use, what kind of green do I want? Do I just want to, I use olive green so much, but I love me some olive greens. Okay, I can't not use olive green. I can't not use the olive green on these ferns. And remember, the first layer here is very light, just like it is in any watercolor. It's very light, pale, a pale green until you put the second layer on. Okay, so I'm going to do these. I think I'll do most of the ferns here and the leaves. And I can add another color in with them. Like on that one with the cat, I think I added green and red. But you gotta be careful. You don't want to make brown. I mean, unless you want to make brown. But on the cat, which I'll go over there here in just a minute, I added another color. So I can add some yellow into this and make them like, a couple of shades of green. So it's not like just a flat green, although there's nothing wrong with that. You can just, once it dries, go in here and add another layer. I'll show you the cat one here in just a second. Okay, go down here. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. Bye, Mom, and everybody else that's coming and going. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out for my birthday haul. Yeah, I have some errands to run today, so I won't be able to stay in for more till about 45 more minutes. I have to leave at 12, so I usually stay till 1. But today I'm going to leave a little early. So we're just going to work on some washes and just see how far we get. This book I'm really not working on any particular page. I'm just kind of going through the different pages. So you'll just, in this book anyway, you'll just see me working randomly in this book without like being a series, so to speak. It's easier for me to do that with lots of books if I don't have to continue on a certain page, just kind of continuously work in it. Somebody else asked me about when I'm going to get back to Imagimorphia, and I have it set out. So if you were one that's been wanting me to get back to Imagimorphia and Anamorphia, I am planning on getting back to those. Have no fear. So many color books, so little time. Okay, so there's just a first little bit wash of green. Okay. Melody, her new book, Ticket to Dreams, could only be available on her e-shop, okay, and will not be sold on Amazon. This girl's book, Melody, is it hers? Carolina Kubakowska. Somebody said that her book is only going to be on her Etsy. Right? Etsy or eShop? Or are you meaning the same thing? So yeah, if you Google it, guys, you'll be able to find it, I'm sure. I mean, where she's selling it, the different books. Okay, so there we go. Got a little bit of a wash on there. Thanks, Melody. Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, so, I want to show you the cat where I had a couple different leaf colors in one leaf. So see, I have like a yellow ochre and a green. So they're just kind of mixed together to give the leaf like a variegated color to it. eShop and her link. Okay. eShop and her link. Okay. I don't know what eShop she has. I guess just put in her name and you can find it. Okay, so now I'm going to think on the mushrooms here. I'm thinking I might want them orange or a sienna. Like this is, what color is this one? It's called English Red. It's like a sienna. It's like a burnt sienna color. And I think I'm going to do the mushrooms in a sienna color. Okay. And I'm not following any kind of, like, in other words, all the mushrooms in the book are not going to be this color. They can be various colors. Although on the double page spread here, I'll probably do these mushrooms. I'll do the tops of them. I'm going to do the tops of them in this sienna, but I'm going to do the underside in a totally different color. I think that'd be kind of cool. A cool look. Because you don't see the bottoms of them on this one very much. Just a tiny, tiny bit. So I think we'll do that. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed my birthday haul video that we just got done doing. And all the ideas that we have for the coming year with watercolors, Copics, art projects. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to do many different projects. Many different projects. Along with continuing with our color book and sketchbook, you know, drawing some drawings and putting some of those up on the blog. Okay, let's see, got a couple little toppers here. So again, this is just the first layer. It will be fun. Yeah, Copics and every other thing. Yeah. And I'll be learning it from the start because I'm not a Copic gal. I got a few tips from Cameron, but I don't, that's it. That's all I've got some lesson things and some book things and of course videos and lots of, information. So, but it takes time to do all that, right? It takes time. And, y'all know how many other things I do plus my commission work. So, yeah. Hey, Vicky BR. Did I miss you coming in? No, this month, artist, this month. I don't like to plan an exact date because things happen and sometimes, I don't like people to think, oh, she's going to start this on this exact date and then something comes up and I can't. I don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be this month. I'll show y'all things as I'm learning them too, just like I showed I won't do it now. Those Copic little practice things I did that I showed last video. All right, let me go back to my green and blue again, because since I'm doing this as a double page, I want to go ahead and do the same greens and blues. The new Carolina book was kind of exclusively made for Czech and Polish market. So if anyone needed help ordering it. Okay, well, I'm not going to say that on a video, Dasha, because I can't link you to the recording. So if you want to tell the girls in chat that information, yeah. Feel free to help the girls out if you so desire. Okay, now let's go back to the blue again. Clean my brush off, and I'm going to go back just like I did the blue here. I'm going to do that up here. We need Jess here to help with Copics. I don't know. Jess doesn't seem to be on Ustream anymore. I don't know. Maybe she's just busy with her, she's got her little boy. She might just be too busy to be on Ustream anymore. I don't think she streams anymore. So, yeah. I see her on Instagram every now and then. She'll post a card or something. But I don't think she streams anymore. If she does it on hours that I don't know about. So, yeah. And I have to say, guys, when I'm going to be doing the Copics, I am going to, practice on some, line work. I want to do my own ink, my own drawings to practice on. I don't make cards. So, and I can't say I don't stamp anything, but I don't stamp things to color. So when you see me practicing my Copics, it's probably going to be on my own line art and not stamps and not cards. So you can, you can use anything I learned to try to adjust it to, well, yeah, I thought maybe I was almost out of water, to what you're doing, but I'm not making cards or anything like that, guys. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, she does some on YouTube. Okay, thanks, Sherry. Okay, see, I didn't know any of that, Sherry. Thank you. Yeah, did not know any of that. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and swirl this around kind of in the direction of her little dots, you know, and then I think I'll just kind of somehow connect these two here like that. Like these pages kind of come together, and I'm just swirling some around here, guys. No particular anything. Needs a little more coming from behind there, I think. Okay, now we gotta let this dry or hit it with the heat gun before. Will you use some on your color books? Here's the thing about using them in color books. If I use Copics in color books, I'm gonna have to. It'll depend on the paper. It'll have to be if I'm using it actually in a color book, it'll have to be in a one-sided color book because Copics will go through anything, right? So it'll have to be either in a one-sided color book, or I'll have to make a copy on a piece of cardstock. So yes, I'll do some in color books, either one-sided, or I'll copy a page and use it on cardstock or something like that. Does that make sense? Because Copics go through everything except the render paper, which I did an example for y'all. Where'd that go? Let me show you. The render paper. Where's the pad? This paper right here, Copics does not go through. And so while I was in the car on the drive home, I did a little sketch with a couple of the Copics that I bought. And I just, took two greens, just playing with a couple greens, and I just drew a little piece of line, a little line thing here. And just to see if it would go through. Bam! This does not go through. You photocopy, okay. Yeah, I don't have any chameleon pins, Bunny. Yeah. So that does not go through. This is the render paper. I got this at the Blick actual store. You can get it online too. It's by Crescent. It's 9 by 12, and I think it was on sale when I got it for $12.99, $12.95, something like that. And I also had a 40% off coupon. So yeah, I used my coupon on this. I think it was this one I used a coupon on. How much tooth does this paper have? None. No tooth at all. It's slick. It's thicker than like copy paper. I'd say it's probably about a 60 weight. I don't know if it says on here. It says 100. Okay, it says it's 110. It's not the same thickness. 110 cardstock from like Staples. Let me get a sheet of that. This is a sheet of 110 cardstock from Staples. This is what they're saying is 110 on here. Thinner. This 110 is much thicker. This is cardstock. This 110 from Staples. This that they're calling 110 is not as, this is more like maybe 90. And I'm guessing, guys, but it's not as thick. It's not as thick as the Staple cardstock. Okay, but that's what they're saying. They're saying it's 110, but it's not as thick as the Staples cardstock. No tooth at all. It's slick. I mean, it's not like vellum slick, but there's no texture at all. No texture. Yeah, I've got every kind of, marker paper is real smooth, but it even goes through that. I showed, where did I put it here? We're off track. We're on a rabbit trail. Here's all the papers that I have to test it out yet, which I haven't done yet. I have the Copic paper, the actual Copic paper. That is like marker paper. It's thin. It's thin, but it's made for Copics. It goes through. It'll go through, but it's made to blend easy, okay? I have the Pen Sketchers B paper. I have copy paper. I have the render paper, which I just showed you. I have a Strathmore 500 Bristol. That's like the best Bristol that Strathmore has. Then I have the Staples 110 cardstock. And then I have the Strathmore Bristol Smooth. Okay, so I'm going to be trying all of these. Okay? But not today. Not today. Because I don't have any time. Yeah. So those are the papers that I have to test things out on. All right, so now let's see. This is still wet here. I want to decide what color I want the stems and the underside of the mushrooms to be. Yeah, if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. I think I'm going to go with do I want a yellow ochre? I think I want a yellow ochre. I'm keeping this like my colors that I love, y'all know. All right, so I'm going to go with the yellow ochre for the stem, for the little tops, the little bumps. And I'm going to put another layer. This is going to be darker. This is just the initial wash, which you have to let dry in between watercolor on color book paper. Color book papers, unless it's specialty paper. Paper. Add Broden and Riley Parrish paper. Where do you get that? Where do you get it? Azure Muse. Can you get it on Amazon? I'm writing it down. Broden and Riley Paris paper. Paris paper. Yeah, mushroom warts. Yes, that's right, mushroom warts. Everybody's saying mushroom warts. Do you get that on Amazon, Azure Muse? Okay, let's keep going now. Let's come over on this side. And I'm going to just put the initial wash again. Again, you can add more washes, let it dry in between, or go in here with color pencils and shade and blend. This book, I've just happened to be doing watercolors with either Inktense or Neocolors because it just lends itself to nice big washes because of the big imagery and the black background. It's thick and very smooth, bleed proof. Jess uses Nina in, okay, white cardstock. Okay, let me write that down too. Neehnah. Nina. White cardstock. Okay. Wrote both those down. Thank you, ladies. See, I'm not the only enablers around here. Okay, Azure Muse said you get 40 sheets too. Oh, okay, in the Broden and Riley, Paris. Dee Dee, do you keep your printer ink from smearing? A couple things. One, my Epson printer, my Epson Artesian, doesn't bleed that much. The ink in the Epson Artesian does not bleed. It's not like my HP. Now this was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. My HP would not it would bleed, smear. It would smear. But they may have changed their formulation too in the last 5 or 6 years. So I've only used my Epson Artesian, and when I print it out on cardstock, okay, when I print it out on cardstock, I don't have much of a feathery, moving of that ink with my Artesian ink, my Epson ink. Did that make sense? So I use the Epson Artesian printer with Epson ink on cardstock, and it doesn't move very much, maybe just slightly. And then I'd have to probably really get it really wet. But just, a little bit of a wash, it doesn't move with the Epson ink. Yeah, and Janet says if you let that printer ink set for a couple days, that helps too. Or hit it with the heat gun. I do not spray anything. I don't fixative anything, but Janet did suggest that you could spray it with a workable fixative and then, work over that. Again, it's going to depend on your paper, your ink, what kind of water mediums you're using, how much water. It all depends. That's why I tell everybody, test it. You have to have test sheets, practice sheets. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and dry this with the heat gun. Heat gun. And it does buckle my paper just a little because there's so much water. It buckles it a little, but not enough that it bothers me or I even really notice. But if you don't like any buckling in your paper at all, then I would just recommend you don't even use watercolor on your color book pages because they will buckle. Some will be worse than others. Okay, time for another layer. So now just go ahead and do the mushrooms first because we're just showing up well. All right, so now I'm going to take the dark again, the sienna color, and now I'm going to start adding another layer. Again, if you want a third layer, you got to let this dry before you put another layer because you're breaking down the paper. Okay, you're breaking down the paper with the water. Or you could just go in with on these other layers, go in here with color pencil and don't put more watercolor layers on. Either way, but gotta let them dry in between. Okay. Okay, if y'all have any questions, just ask. We'll do our best to answer them. But between me and the 100 girls here that are like snapping turtles, they will help you and they'll answer your questions. Trust me. If you have a question and I don't know, then these girls can do it. They're on it. They're on it. They're all over it. Like a duck on a June bug, as we say in the South. Oh my goodness. Oh. And this is very relaxing. I actually really enjoy just, watercoloring like this in these books because it's so relaxing. I mean, I know we hurry a lot here just to get things done on the show, but this is one of the most relaxing of the color book mediums to me. Just taking a Neocolor and a water brush and just painting in layers and layers. Very relaxing. And these pages aren't so tiny. I mean, you can't really do this kind of work on, those tiny mandalas and, some of the tiny Johanna Basfer, those little tiny things that you can only get in there with a gel pen. You can do a wash with this kind of thing, but, you're not going to be able to paint little tiny details in any, I mean, you could, I guess, if you want to spend that amount of time. But those little tiny detail kinds, this is just a conducive color book to washes. It's just a conducive to lots of watercolor. Just the way that the layout is, the way the background is, all that. It just works well. Love to have watercolor and entire pictures. Yeah, it is very relaxing. All right, now I'm going to go in here with the ochre. I just cleaned my brush off on a Kleenex. Okay, I'm going to go in here with ochre. And also, so many color books already have the shading in there, so that when you color over it, it looks like you've done a lot of shading. Especially like in this book, there's just so many dark areas. You just wash over them. It looks like, wow, look at all those layers. You know, see all this dark right here? When you go another layer right over the top of that, it looks like, wow, look at all that shading she did. Look how quick that was. You know, just bam. And there you go, you know. It's just like so quick and just looks like so much work. And then I'll pull some out like that. And you can always go back and add another, you know, let that dry and add more layers. But it just like, see, there's more true color right there. See the, hey Trina, see the, it's a darker, richer color, the white of the paper. But if I get it too dark, then it's just too dang dark, right? But it does look a little more vibrant in person than it does when you see a big white color book page. That's why I'm kind of tilting it for you every now and then. So, because the white of the page flashes out the camera some. So, there you go. See how much, that wasn't a lot of work, you know? Maybe a couple little streaks there. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, guys. All right, so now let's go back with the green. I think I'm going to go with a darker green olive now. No, wait. Yeah, let's go, because I'm not going to have time to do too many other colors in here. All right, so like right down the middle of the leaf right here, just doing that much just gives you a shade in the center of the leaf. Just that much. Then you can kind of pull some out. You know, pull out a few stems or veins rather. But just doing that much, you've already got your shading. See? Let me see if I can show it on. Let me get some on here and hold the book up a little. All right, so like right here, watch this. See? Right down the middle. And then just kind of feather it out. And look, you got it. All your leaf is all shaded. See? Just that quick. Of course, you can add more. You know, you can go in there and add more. But that's how quick you can shade a leaf. If you get too much pigment, just kind of wipe it off. So it doesn't take too long. Just rolling some in there like that. You got another layer that quick. And kind of keep it kind of loose because it's a watercolor look. You want it kind of loose. At least I do. I want it kind of loose. I'm going to do the blue again here in a minute. Okay, let's go over here to this leaf here and again right down the middle and then just kind of pull it out. See, it's not very, it doesn't take a lot of time in this particular book. Let's go up here. I need a little up here. Like that. There's that one little leaf right there. Thanks, Melody. Thanks, guys. All right, now let's go in here with the blue. Add another layer on that. So now I'm going to be a little more particular where I'm putting the blue. So I have these like cloud layers. But again, just put some down and kind of blend it out. And there you go. Got another layer. Let's see, I think I'll add a little bit more down in here around this stem. Just kind of feather it out. Thanks, Sandra. I'm not sure. Janet says she might not stream, so I don't know. You have to ask her. She usually comes on at 1. I'm getting ready to leave here. It's almost 12, and I have errands to run today, so I can't stay very long today. But I hope y'all were able to hang out and see, and I did record it and I'll upload it, my birthday haul video. And again, thank you everybody that sent me gifts and cards and letters and notes. And I'll make that eye real blue. I want it to stand out. A little less, I think, on top there. Let's feather that out. But I almost want his eye to be part of a cloud. You know, part of a... And you can do this with any watercolor. It doesn't have to be Neocolor. It can be just a watercolor set. You know, any kind of watercolors. Or some of these I've done with ink tints. So any kind of watercolor pencil, watercolor set, any of that. You had a great birthday. Thanks, Crack-a-lackin'. So, yeah. I showed a few pictures earlier where I was down at the downtown Blick, and then we went to the Varsity. Well, I didn't eat hot dogs. Hub Streets, he ate some chili dogs. I had my onion rings that I get every birthday. It's like my birthday treat. We hardly ever go down there, but when I do, it's got to the Varsity. When we do, I have to have my greasy onion rings. Yeah. Love those onion rings. Okay, so you can see I'm just adding a little bit of dark around some of the swirls there. And again, if you want even more, then all you have to do is let this dry and then add more. But let it dry so you don't, go through your page with the water. Know what I mean, Vern? Do it with pastel. Yeah, I don't like pastel. I think you already know that, Bunny. I don't like the feel of chalk. I don't do anything with pastel. Not that you can't, but I don't like pastels. I don't like the dryness. I don't like fixative. So that's 3 strikes for me. That's 3 strikes for me with pastels. Yeah. Okay. A little darker back in between the leaves here. But it looks like another mushroom stalk or something there. Let's go back and put that in. Yeah, I don't like chalk either. It's just one of those things. Okay, so let me tilt it there. There you go. So you can see a bit more of the color. All right, let me hit this and dry it real quick, and we'll add one more layer, and then we'll go. There's some little details, like I got a little jewel down here. Looks like maybe another little mushroom cap up here in the corner. Thanks, Corrine. Does it bother you to get outside the lines? Not on especially not on a watercolor. No, it's almost like it's almost like, let me go out of lines. Yeah, no, not on this kind of thing. It does not bother me to get out of lines. Now, if I'm doing a Bennett Klein where I'm practically using a pointy needle pointed pencil, and I'm very particular or something, then I'm more particular. But on a watercolor look, it's like it begs to be flowy and wet. It just, it just wants to be that way. Okay? But that's a good question. All right, I'm going to go back with the blue again. And again, you can do this with pencil if you want. You can add more shading and layers with pencil. But if you use watercolor, dry in between. I know I say that over and over, guys, but I don't want anybody emailing me and saying, oh my God, I used watercolor, went right through. Well, how many wet layers did you use? Thanks, Margaret. How many layers of water did you use without drying it? You know, you gotta, be aware. Maybe a little darker right in behind some of these leaves. Gives it a little bit more depth behind the leaves there. And there's some little jewel things there. Just kind of painting over them right now. Some darker blue in here, here, here. Watercolor has a mind of its own. It does, Eileen. I mean, you can whip that baby into shape a little bit, but yeah. You have to not, you can't be afraid if you get a line or whatever. Fear will stop you from trying new things, experimenting with new things, testing. What'll happen if I just swish right there? Well, if you're so afraid, oh my God, I can't swish right there, you will never learn that that's a cool effect, right? You won't do it. You'll be too afraid. Fear not. You are the boss of your color book. I can't say that enough. And if you mess it up, it's like, come on, really, so what? Go to another page and try more experimenting. I mean, it's not like we're putting these things in the museums, for goodness sake. It's supposed to be fun and learning and new processes and experimenting and what can I do with this and what will happen if I do that. If you're afraid to try that, you'll be sitting there coloring in the lines. You might as well just get your, you won't learn anything. You won't you'll be too afraid to experiment and try new things. You can't do that. Nope, here comes my mailman. Yeah, my Amazon orders for my art books are not going to be here till later this week. So yeah. But you do want to dry between layers because then you'll go through your pages. Just saying. I don't know. She hasn't. She wasn't sure. Dot. You'll have to get. She's still here. You'll have to get with her. I don't know. She wasn't sure herself. Okay, so there we go. So there's another layer of the blue. Get in there and add some more here and there. Just make sure it's dry or go through. Okay, so now I think my mushrooms are dry. I haven't put anything over on top of them. Bye, Fran. Thank you for being here. One more layer here of the sienna color. Again, if you don't like, layering up with watercolor, then just, use pencils. That's my favorite medium, color pencils. I'm not a watercolorist. I'm not a marker Copic girl yet. But I'm going to play and learn. Probably mostly because of Cam. Because he loves him so much, and he can kind of show me and teach me what he knows, and that way he practices teaching himself. I showed y'all his portrait he's working on. I'm not sure if it's his art class or his art club. One of the two are doing drawing pictures, or yeah, draw. I don't know if they all have to use pencil or if they can paint or whatever they want to do. He's using color pencil in his case to do the 5th grade elementary school kids. I'll show it again here if my iPad doesn't flash out again. Let's see here. Let's see. Photos. Oh, and I forgot I need to go get my portrait of Boo and her friend that's downstairs because I'm going to give that to her this weekend. So it'll be my last chance to show the original. Let's see. Didn't I? Oh, it's in my mail. I haven't saved it yet. Okay. Let me show you the... here. Here's the picture he's working on of one of the 5th graders. And that's color pencil. That's my 17-year-old grandson. Yeah. I mean, this is his drawing. This is a drawing of a 5th grader. So, yeah. No, isn't it awesome, guys? Let's see if I can zoom in a little more. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go run and get some coffee real quick, guys. Let me go run and get some coffee, and I'll bring up that picture that I'm doing a Boo. And then I'm going to stop this video. We'll save this just so that y'all can kind of get an idea. Some more stuff in the after the dream or after a part of the dream or after the... Anyway, it's Carolina with a K, Carolina Kubakowska. And yeah, it's an awesome book. So yeah, let me go run and get that picture. And then I will, and some coffee. And then I'm going to stop this video. And I'm going to take my camera off the, well, actually, I should just, let me, you know what, real quick, yeah, because I want to show that picture of Boo. All right, let me go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, so y'all know I normally only do commission work for one face per page, right? Once in a while, in a blue moon, for my granddaughter, I do 2 faces on one page. And let me show you the difference in size, just so you see why. So, here's a size of the portraits that I usually do, right? This is on a 9x12. And again, it's a little flashed out, but you can kind of get the idea. So this is on a 9x12. And now you're going to see, this is the one I did of Boo and her friends. See how small they are? So this is Boo and her best friend. It's in a plastic sleeve. But anyway, so this is why I do them this big. To get this detail, you can't get that detail in such a tiny space. Well, you know, that's decent. I mean, it's a good, I'm not saying it's not, but this is the size I like to work in. And this is the size that my commissions are. So, yeah. But there's Boo and her best friend. This is what Boo wanted me to do. She's giving this to her best friend. You can't see the little freckles and stuff in there. Well, it's in plastic sleeve. But anyway, she got the little freckles and everything. So anyway, this finished that. But this is the size my commissions are in. Just so y'all know that this is the size of my commissions. Let me show you a couple other ones in here. I know I've shown them before, but I'll just pick out a couple here so you can see. And again, the color is a little flashed out because it's so bright in here. Let me see if I can get the true color a little better. There we go. There we go. That's better. Let me pull Boo back over here again because that's better color right there. There we go. The white paper of the color book page wants to flash. I'll just show you a few here just so y'all can see some of my work. So yeah. There's just a few. I've gone through them, tons of them for you before. Here's a funny one here. There's one to leave you with. There's one to leave you with. Kimberly, you email me if you want particulars. Yeah, email me. So yeah, this one I actually did. I worked on this one while on jury duty last spring. I had jury duty, so I did her while working, while at jury duty. So anyway, guys, that's what I do when you don't see me streaming. Okay, that's what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed just doing a little bit of work in here. I'm going to stop the recording, but y'all hang out for a minute, and yeah. Okay, guys, and if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget, I have a giveaway for the YouTubers. Well, anybody that watches the videos, go over to YouTube. Go over to my blog, Inkywell, I-N-K-I, Inkeywell.blogspot.com. It's already put up, and I'm giving away, where is it? Where'd I go here? I'm giving away the Bennett Klein Sketchbook 1 over on my blog. Okay? Thanks. Yeah, they are better. Yeah, Julie, everybody says that. They're better in person. Julie, I did both of her grandchildren. So, thanks, guys. So, if you go over to my blog, YouTubers go, especially, because I already gave away one here, go over to my blog and just leave a comment. I want to win! Happy birthday, Dee Dee! Or whatever you want to say. And you will be entered. Okay? It's right on the top of my blog. So, you have till Friday. And then at Friday, I'll end that. And then Monday, we'll do the giveaway for you YouTubers and anybody watching the recordings. All right? So we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. Thanks for being here, guys. And if you want to stick around for just a minute, if you're here live, I will do a couple little show and tell real quick. One of these, I've done some studio tours and stuff, so it's not like, but I'll just, yeah, hang loose. Okay, thanks, guys. Patiently waiting on Daydreams, which is out for delivery. The Dragon book, yeah, Laura, I'm looking for, I ordered Bennett Klein's Dragon book. It should be in here in this week. J Love is working on the artist edition of Secret Garden. Color Your Own Masterpiece. They're going by fast, guys. Hannah Lynn, Daydreams, Bennett Klein, Secret Garden. Another Bennett Klein. A Hobbit movie trilogy book. Oh, that sounds fun. The Young Marvel. Another Johanna Basford. Carol, and somebody's working in this one too. Painterly Paint, you working in this one? Dr. Seuss, Anamorphia, Terry Pratchett, color book, Midnight Garden, Paisley book, and Julie Topaz, the Paisley book, Magical Jungle, images by Grace, by Jackie Grace, Bennett Klein, characters, Daydreams, Harry Potter, Imagimorphia, Colin Thomason. The Other Side of Sleep or The Other Side of a Dream. Yeah, one of those. It's the other side of something. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I might work on both these pages or just one. They both have the mushrooms. I only have a limited amount of time today. I have errands to run today. So if you missed the first part of my show, I did a whole birthday haul. And if you didn't see me read Janet and the girls' little zine, Janet made this zine. I do have it posted on Twitter under Inky Well if you want to read that up close. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. So thanks everybody. So anyway, I feel a sneeze coming on. Hang on, guys. Excuse me. And so yeah, so I think we're going to start on this. Oh, let me show you some of the pages I've already colored. And some of the pages she's already got a little bit of watercolor. This is already on there. Okay, that's already on there. And then this is already like brown craft paper, kind of with yeah. A lot of the people are working in Colin Thomas's book. So steampunk fashions. Waiting for Colin Thompson's. Colin or Colin, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. German book. Follow Your Dreams. So yeah, welcome back, Terry. So yeah, so those are some of the color books that people are working in. Thanks everybody. So this is the book. It's an easy book to put washes on because of all the black, sharp, heavy lines, the thick black lines. It's very easy to do washes in this book. More Imagimorphia, Doodlers Anonymous, A to Z of Creative Coloring. I'm just still reading the chat, all the names of the books everybody's coloring. So you can see, I don't think coloring books are going away anytime soon. And like I say, guys, they are great practice. They're great to learn color combinations, shading, all kinds of ways to... Okay, welcome back, everybody. I should have got warm up. Coffee and Art. Yes, you're in my romper room, Donna. I'm going to color a little bit, and I think it's been interpreted or told to me by at least 10 different people, 10 different names for this book. But it's something to do like After the Dream or After I Woke Up from the Dream. But it's the Polish book by Karolina Kubankowska. And it's Karolina Kubikowski. And you're going to have to probably look around for it because somebody just said it's sold out. I don't know. Yeah. So, okay. So let me go ahead and start coloring. I'm coloring this with some washes with Neo Color. So some Neo Color too. This set that I've had Neo Colors. This set, it's from my birthday, like 3, maybe 4 years ago. They last forever. They last a long, long time. So we're going to go to a couple different ones here that we've started working on. These two have washes on them. Again, thanks guys. I'm going to, it's just got a little bit of wash, not a lot of shading. So what color books are you guys working on? I always like to ask, what are y'all working in? While I'm kind of flipping through this one. I've done a complete flip through, but I'm just going to kind of show some of the pages that I've worked on. So if you can say what books you guys are working in. Put them in caps, guys. That's the thing. If you're watching here in Ustream Live, please put your comments in chat and caps, because it rolls by so fast, guys. And when I'm trying to do a project or do a show and tell and talk to you guys, if you don't have it in caps, it's probably going to roll by. Also, if you're watching on Ustream, thanks everybody for watching over there. I appreciate it. I am talking to a live audience, not just talking to myself. Thanks, Orla. So Faye's working in Enchanted Forest. I'm going to flip while I'm reading. Enchanted Forest and